everyone. Valentine's Day is coming up, and I don't know about you, but chocolate is a big one in my family around Valentine's Day. Actually, it's a it's a weekly occurrence in my family, but shh, that's between you and me. Anyway, so today we're going to make a chocolate mousse, which I'm preparing for Valentine's Day, and it is not the typical French chocolate mousse. Chocolate mousse is very common in France. You see it on the menus a lot, and it's usually made with eggs. And I've also seen it made with heavy cream. They're both delicious. But this year we're going for a healthier option. My sister and I, we were brainstorming and we came across this recipe, which I will share with you. And I think it'll make vegan people very happy as well. All right, so what are you going to need to make this chocolate mousse, which I hope you get to make for Valentine's Day and share with your friends? You're gonna need, believe it or not, a can of garbanzo bean. Now I'm buying mine organic because we are using the juice, whatever the garbanzo meals are soaking in right now. So you're going to discard the garbanzo beans for another recipe. I used mine in a soup yesterday, which was delicious, by the way. But you're gonna keep and save the liquid that those garbanzo beans are in. So I've saved mine and I will beat that. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in my robot here, which is gonna beat this liquid for a little while. And before I make noise, I'm gonna show you also the chocolate that I use. So there's all kinds of chocolates out there, right? I tend to favor, I'll show you right here, the Belgian chocolate. And when you pick a chocolate, it's very important that you look at the sugar content. If the ingredient listed on your package starts with sugar, it's bad news. That means there's more sugar than chocolate in your chocolate. You also try to pick the one that has cocoa butter. You try to stay away from the dairy ones, the one that has milk, condensed milk, all kinds of things like that. But anyway, so you can find on the American market a lot of different Belgian chocolates. There's two kinds in my bowl. See how there's two different colors? All right, so two different kinds. One is a milk chocolate, and I tasted it. It's a Belgian chocolate that I bought in a supermarket, and I tasted it and I find it way too sweet for consumption to eat like that. So don't throw it out. Never throw out chocolate because you can make tons of different things with it. The other one is a very dark chocolate, and I find it too bitter. So I can't eat it like that either. So this is actually the perfect chocolate you want for chocolate mousse. So you put the same amount of dark chocolate with the milk chocolate. So they're gonna actually offset each other. They're gonna be not so bitter and not so sweet anymore by mixing them up. So I have about 200 grams. So let's see, a little less than half a pound of each. You put it in a bowl that can go in a microwave, and now I'm going to melt this chocolate in the microwave. And what I do, I can't give you a time because of a length of time for melting it, because every microwave is different. So what I do, I start with a minute, see how it is, stir it a little, add another minute if I need to, etc. I'll walk you through the process. So let's see how this works, right? In the meantime, I'm gonna put my robot on and beat the liquid into, guess what? A foamy mousse. All right, so I'll check with you in a minute. So here's the chocolate in the process of being melted in the microwave. I'm on to my second minute already, and as you can see, the milk chocolate tends to melt faster than the dark chocolate. So I'm gonna have to put it for another minute again. Okay, so I've already done 2 minutes. I'm on my third minute. I may have to add a little bit of water if I see that it's too sticky. So I'll walk you through the process, because don't forget, a good cook, it's not just following a recipe. You have to use your eyes and your senses to see if it's actually working out. Okay, you can't just like follow a recipe blindly. You have to be aware of some signs, because you're working with different ingredients every time, and so a lot of it has to do with tasting, smelling, and seeing in front of you what it is that you want. So we want a consistency that's pretty liquidy, but not too liquidy. I'll show you in a minute. All right, so this was my 3rd minute. As you can see, my chocolate is almost melted, but you can see how it's a little thick. It's a little thick, so we're gonna need to add a little bit of water. So I added a little bit of water. As you can see, it's thinning out a little bit, not too much, just right. So what we're gonna do is add another, let's say another half a minute, so 30 seconds. Wait, so now we have, look at this. This is the consistency you want for your chocolate. In the background, you can hear my robot still beating the chickpea liquids. So the chocolate is ready. Now let's go see if my froth or mousse is ready. Can you believe this? This is the chickpea liquid, and it's turning into almost egg whites. It's unbelievable. It's looking pretty good. I'm gonna leave it to rise a little bit more and fluff out even more. So that has been working while I was melting the chocolate. So the chocolate took 3 minutes and 30 seconds to melt. That's how much time I have been beating this chickpea liquid. The egg whites are starting to, well, no, not egg whites. They look just like egg whites. So you know what I'm talking about, right? It's starting to show some peaks. So I'm going to stop it. And it basically is ready. But I can't believe, okay, you know the commercial, I can't believe it's not butter. I can't believe it's not eggs, but it is the chickpea liquid. So I'm sure you'll have a kick out of that when you start making it at home. So now the next process, let me get my stuff together and I'm going to show you what we're doing next. So I've got my beautiful chocolate right here, and I've got the mousse, and I'm going to integrate the mousse into the chocolate just like I would with egg whites. So you have to turn, and this is the way you're going to turn your spoon. You don't want to break it up. So you're going to turn it in round motions like this, okay? All right, so then I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to show you how to work this. So this is the motion you're going to use, and you're going to make sure it is well mixed. So this is what you're going to do until you feel that it's all well mixed. This is what your chocolate now looks like mixed with that mousse, white mousse from the chickpeas. Okay, so now I actually poured the mix into little cups. Now these are paper cups because I'm bringing them to a friend of mine, and she can keep the cups. Obviously they can be thrown out, but if you're at home you can use a regular little bowl, a little cup that goes in the dishwasher. But anyway, so this has now to go in the fridge, for a few hours, at least 5 hours. So your mousse is not quite finished. And this is what you need to know when you make chocolate mousse. You cannot make a mousse and bring it right away. It always has to sit in the fridge for at least 5 hours. So it's a good thing to do the day before even. So then I'm going to show you what it looks like after it's been in the fridge 5 hours. And by the way, while your mousse is setting in the fridge, nothing prevents you from licking the spoon of your bowl, and you get a good sense of what your chocolate mousse will be tasting like. But of course, it's best when you wait. Don't eat it now, but you can lick the spoon, and I did, and luckily no mustache, so that's good for me on TV. But it is delicious, and the chocolate came out perfect. It's not too sweet, it's not too bitter. You've got the formula down. If you do half and half, by all means, before you start mixing your chocolate, get a good sense of what they taste like. So always taste your chocolate before you start working with it, so you know what you need. Do you need to add sugar? Do you need to mix it? Can you use it like that? Every brand is different. Even Belgian chocolate is not all equal. So again, look at the ingredients, taste it, and then you know what you need to make with it. The other thing I want to tell you about chocolate is that, you know, sometimes your chocolate gets hot and then it looks whitish. That's the sugar or the fat coming through, and there's nothing wrong with your chocolate. Of course, it's not as appealing to eat it that way. So when that happens, don't throw it out. Melt it, make some mousse. It works just wonderfully, and you won't see that in the mousse. Once you remelt this, the sugar is remelted, the fat content is remelted, but don't burn it. Don't burn your chocolate. So you have to go easy. This is why I did 1 second at the time, because if you overheat your chocolate, then your sugar starts crystallizing. It gets very pasty, and it has little chunks of sugar in it. So you gotta be careful with chocolate. Don't overheat it, basically. That's the key. So I will check with you once it's been in the fridge long enough. À tout à l'heure. All right, so I'm back. 5 hours went by. We're gonna take a look at the mousse, and we're gonna taste it. Mousse looks like this. It is solid now. Very yummy. All right, this is a good recipe. Sometimes I would actually recommend to take it a few minutes before you eat it, because of course it has to set, but when the chocolate's too cold, it doesn't taste the same. You want it to be, I wouldn't say room temperature, but a little bit out before you start eating it, and it is actually very good. So enjoy. And this is the final result when I actually box the mousse and put a little chocolate almond on top. As you can see, it makes a beautiful Valentine present, and whoever's gonna have that will definitely like it. Now the mousse, if you want it fluffier, you can add a lot more of that mousse, chickpea mousse that we beat. So you'd have to use 2 cans to collect enough liquid. You can also replace, if you don't want to do it with a chickpea liquid, you can definitely do the same thing with whipped cream. It works just the same, and you fold it in the way I showed it to you. So enjoy this beautiful Valentine's treat. À bientôt.